Now, I don't like saying that anyone's beard is bad. I think everyone has their own strengths, and playing to those strengths can make a typically subjectively bad beard much better. But what I've done in this video is I've decided that, the things that you can control can make a beard look slightly worse than it should. And these are things that I am particularly worried about. So, all of the things I'm going to mention in this video, it doesn't matter if yours is slightly thin or it's a little bit drier. These things you can control, and this is my own personal preference for my beard. I've purposely left a couple of things in my beard that I'm going to point out throughout this video. So let's get into it. Go check out my website, beardgrowingpro.com, where I am on a mission to answer every single beard problem in the world ever. I can assure you it's a valuable resource, so go check it out, beardgrowingpro.com. I think the first thing that anyone looks at with a beard and can say, okay, well, that beard is heading towards bad, is dryness. Dryness is immediately sort of visible through the shininess of the hair. Now, when hair is hydrated and nice and nourished, the outside cuticle cells lay flat and you get this nice, lustrous, kind of healthy shine. But when your hair starts drying out, starts getting heat stress, it's not receiving the nutrients it needs, these cuticles are the first warning sign, and they start lifting up. And when they start lifting up, they scatter light in a sort of non-linear fashion, and it can cause this dullness and dryness to be really apparent on your beard. Now, you can overcome all of this issue, but I am super kind of tuned in to my beard because I live in a really hot climate, and the moment it starts looking dry, feeling wirier, I'm getting into the deep hydration treatments. Coconut oil seems to be scientifically and objectively one of the best things you can put on your beard. There has been loads of studies that looks at the penetration depth in different hairs, and coconut oil seems to be the thing that kind of can restore something quickly and deeply. So yes, I'm always using, virgin coconut oil, or shea butter is my other favorite, and I'm just, looking for those little indications that my beard is dry. So keep an eye on your beard, and the moment it starts getting a little bit dry, jump on it. Another thing that makes people say you've got a bad beard is a dirty beard. Now, I don't like to overwash my beard. Every 2 to 3 days, or after a particularly kind of dirty activity, whether or not it's like jumping in the ocean or it's just going for a run, or it's, I've been in a dusty environment, I shampoo my beard. So every 2 to 3 days I get in there with my Honest Amish beard soap, and I give it a really good double wash. And I really feel like the double wash is key. The first one gets out that kind of superficial level dirt and grime, and then the second wash I get really deep into my beard with my fingertips, and I make sure that I touch the skin everywhere underneath my beard, and that's the way I keep it nice and clean. A dirty beard can sometimes end up smelling. There's loads of smells, cheese, vomit, onions, that beards can end up smelling like because of bacteria or other issues like, really old sebum at the base. So I feel like that is making sure that your beard is not perceived as bad by other people when they start to get into smell zone. So a nice fresh beard, and once you've shampooed your beard, just remembering to add that extra level of nourishment through different products will enable you to avoid the first issue, which is dryness. Another thing that I am particularly conscious about with my beard is how thin it looks on the length. So now with this beard at the moment, maybe you can't see it, but you can just see it here, just at the end, I'm starting to get to the length, and this is always the case with my beard, where I can slightly see through the tips. And so I am very conscious about always cutting back to the point of maximum density. That is my own personal decision. I know some people with super long beards, and there's a lovely fade out, like a graduation, where you can see through their beard, but they've decided to sacrifice a little bit of density for length. Now, I like to keep the density up by using the hairs at the back here to provide a nice big kind of dense look. And just at the moment, you can see that the neck hairs have been trimmed maybe a little bit too short by me, which means that it's not supporting this part of the beard. So I am always very conscious about my beard looking kind of like one unit. When people actually say to me, your beard looks fake, that's when I'm like, okay, good. We're starting to head the right direction because I want it to look like I can like take it off because it's nice and thick and full. It looks like one mass. Another thing that I really worry about is if I notice a lot of breakage halfway up. So if this issue was caused by a lot of breakages, it may mean that I'm sort of past the initial dryness stage and we're starting to get into some kind of severe dryness zone and the beard hairs are brittle and breaking. Now, I've never really had that issue because I'm quite paranoid about not drying out my beard. But yes, making sure that I cut back, and I will be doing this soon, cut back to the point of maximum density, reshaping, just making sure that my beard isn't thin and see-through. Go check out my other video where I talk about all the other tips and tricks for a thin beard. But that is something that I'm always particularly conscious of. Let me know in the comments if you're also one of those people that just want a nice dense beard. The last thing that I think really tidies up a beard, and some people can say that a beard looks untidy, are the stray hairs. Now, stray hairs when your beard is long really is just on the cheek line. And I have purposely left this for you in the video because I always trim up my beard hairs before filming, or like once a week at least. And I would not normally leave these hairs here. I would make sure that I've got a nice clean line going all the way from my nose here, all the way up. And I could probably cut off a little bit here just to ease that into my cheek line. But yes, I am very conscious about these stray hairs. Now, as you get older, these hairs will go higher, go lower, do something. But I like to have this defined line in my beard at all times. And that is just because of the growth, the density. And so trimming up these lines and making sure that it's tidy means that I feel like I've got a good beard and not a bad beard. Now, when I had a shorter beard, when it was maybe just 2 inches, 3 inches long, I was very conscious to make sure that my neckline was also very trimmed up. Now, I leave this at the moment. It's a mess under there if you were to properly look. And that's because I want the hairs here to give me a little bit of density. I do trim up occasionally. If I notice my beard is coming forward, it means that I end up with a lot of bulk here and it pushes it out. So by trimming up my neckline, sometimes I can force my beard to lay a little bit flatter, but I do sort of sacrifice a little bit of the density, the thinness just here. So yes, it's a balancing game with everything, and that is one thing that I like my beard to do. So yes, trimming up the cheek lines, having a nice defined line, having a nice defined neckline, if you can see that, that is what makes a beard awesome, and it's something that I think you should avoid if you want the bad beard stigma to go away. I love all beards, and I often walk down the street and I see people and I go, "You have got an awesome beard," and they say thanks, and then we move on with our lives. But I feel like as long as you stick to the foundations, it's clean, that it's sort of like got some shape, and importantly, it is about the person behind the beard having confidence, which really makes a beard look good or not. And I found that no one cares about this little bit of thinness here. No one cares about my cheek lines, but if I'm smiley, if I'm confident, that is what people really care about. So go out, wear your beard with pride, and I reckon that that is the #1 thing that stops your beard from looking bad. All right, then let me know in the comments what you would add to that list, and I shall see you in the next video.